I consider that we have gone a long way. There is still a long way to go, but in these 5 years, we have accomplished so much. The decade was launched in 2019. I remember well because I was there. At that time, I was chairing the Committee on World Food Security. And we had the launch here at FAO in May of 2019. Of course, the decade had started working on the 1st of January of that year. We have accomplished many things, and especially I would like to mention that we have been able to tie up the family farming issues with those dealing with climate, the climate agenda. The G20 is also aware of what we're doing. The United Nations General Assembly, of course, played a big part in this, even more so because this was thought up here at FAO and at the International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD. The decade is bringing together governments, the civil society, the private sector, not in an institutional role, but as advisors and providers of political capital, opening doors and facilitating the work. We have accomplished a great deal of national plans. These are being put into place. We have also managed to build bridges among the parliamentary fronts, among lawmakers within countries and also in the international arena. We are very happy about it, and even though, like I said at the outset, we have accomplished a lot, there is still a lot more to do in the upcoming 5 years as we all go hand in hand towards the year 2028, the end of the decade, but also 2030, so that the decade can contribute to the Sustainable Development Goals. It is crucial to continue raising the profile. Precisely what we're doing this week during World Food Week at the Global Forum, not just the Global Forum for Family Farming, but also the Global Forum for Food, hosted at FAO, is raising the profile. Ministers, heads of state, heads of government, ministers, vice ministers, directors, and ambassadors, diplomats, and other stakeholders from governments from all over the world, but also the civil society, the private sector, academia, research centers, other UN organizations. There's a whole host of stakeholders that are participating nowadays. And in raising that profile in the international arena, we must, of course, do more. We need to bring this up to the G20. This is something that always comes up every time I am interviewed. This needs to go back to the institutions, to the governing bodies of the United Nations, because it wasn't just for the General Assembly to approve the decade, but also to continue monitoring it and promoting the goals and the 7 pillars of the decade of family farming. This is something in which we are all involved, and we must continue to raise our voices so that everyone in every continent, in every country, joins this fight. Well, at the national level, there is a lot to be done as well. I come from the Dominican Republic, and we have a national action plan in place. Our president, Luis Abinader, has taken this up as one of the goals for his own government. Our Minister for Agriculture, Limber Cruz, is also behind the family farming initiative 100%. And we know that in many other countries, in Latin America and the Caribbean, in Africa, in Europe, in the Near East, in Asia, in the Pacific, in all regions, there is a lot more to do. And one of the reasons why we have not yet gone halfway through the decade to the place where we wanted to, and this is why we need to redouble the efforts, is because politicians, as we all know, are very much preoccupied with the crisis of the moment. Presidents, prime ministers, their cabinets, legislators, they are concerned with what's happening right now, with the problems of this week and this month, and looking up to the next election and so on. And family farming is here to stay. This is one of the oldest endeavors of humankind. Ever since the last glaciation 14,000 years ago, family farming began, and family farming is going strong. It produces 4/5 of all food, but also, and we need to take this into account and bring it to the hearts and the minds of all policymakers, 4/5 also of everyone who is suffering from chronic hunger are family farmers and their children. So this paradox of the 4/5, whereas 80% of the food we eat is produced in family farms and 80% of those that go hungry are family farmers, is something that needs to be tackled. And the decade is shining a bright light on this paradox and on the challenges that we need to face at national, regional, and global levels.